Is that, well, some people might suggest Meghan Markle clearly he's getting a bit of a rough ride, she might think, or is she simply slipping? That terrible sort of situation that happens to celebrities that have once been revered and, of course, liked and were able to command literally every single thing that they required. Now there's a problem, and even her own camp are very concerned about this latest outlet. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. You all right? Thank you. Yeah, can you see these gorgeous? Aren't they just gorgeous? I will film them for you, put them at the side. I know you enjoy them as much as me, and it's always nice to share beautiful things, isn't it? Yes. Like the beautiful lady, I don't know if you saw that particular video with Irene Sue, the Hollywood Secrets. Gorgeous lady of a certain age, still beautiful today, that was lucky enough to share screen time with none other than the ultimate king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. If you are an Elvis fan, do check it out, because I'm sure you won't know a lot of these stories. She was lucky enough to be not one but two Elvis films, and as I've often said, it's the people behind the scenes and some of the lower cast members that have the most fascinating stories of working with some of these legends. Do check it out. Back as ever to your royal story of the day. This picture, yes, this one, Meghan in the Hamptons, trying to drum up business, trying to drum up money, trying to drum up interest in the American Riviera project that she launched, if you remember, in March of this year with a few pots of jams and all that sort of stuff. You still can't buy anything. I don't know about you, I've never known a launch like this, where basically you launch something and nobody else can buy it, but your chums can say it's marvellous online. You get the picture. Now, of course, we know she was in the Hampton'S for one thing, and that was to drum up some money. I told you about that the other day. It turned out to be something of a horror show, simply because people weren't that interested. They want to see results. When you look at people like, say, Martha Stewart, who's worked incredibly hard, or indeed our very own wonderful Delia Smith from yesteryear, they worked years at this. Meghan rocks up in an ill-fitting outfit, so she can send it back, no doubt, and basically says, well, I'm here. Now, what was interesting was, for her, as I say, money wasn't forthcoming, and that is a huge problem. But what's even more fascinating about this is this. Apparently, her arrival was announced as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Now, you would have thought, given all of these problems, arriving by private jet, of course, while telling you and me all about the problems regarding, saving the planet, the climate change, all of that stuff and nonsense that they like to spout out about but don't follow through themselves. Well, she turned up in a private jet, and that's fine, obviously, it's her prerogative. But then what happened was this. As she was announced to people, apparently they said, oh, this is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and afterwards you simply call her Mom. This just was met with guffaws of laughter, because these are celebrities, these are billionaires, these are movers and shakers in the power world over there. The Hamptons is not a cheap place to go. Somebody's paying, you get the picture, and it certainly won't be Meghan snapping open that purse and maybe cutting out a few vouchers. But you see, what was meant to be as this great sort of big launch, well, they thought that this was going to get snapped up and be front page news around the world. The problem is Meghan's had so many comebacks. She makes Norma Desmond look almost like a legend, and she truly is. Let's not forget, beautifully played by Gloria Swanson on the screen. The team are very concerned about the lack of interest in Meghan's, shall we say, launch out in the Hamptons. They thought this would be front page news, people would be dissecting it, and of course the followers of fashion would want to know exactly where she got her outfit from. Now, as Meghan teeters towards oblivion, it's going to be fascinating to see exactly where she, the team, who are being paid a lot of money to spin this around, particularly over here in the United Kingdom, can go. According to a very well-placed source, Meghan was literally furious and checking her count them, six mobile social media accounts to see exactly how many people were picking it up. A little bit like the Hamptons, seemingly nobody wanted to pick up the check to fund American Riviera Orchard. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.